In this video, I just want to kind of go through course navigation with Blackboard. As far as the top goes, the announcements and the discussion board are the main two things here that we'll deal with. Uh, Announcements I will throw out throughout the weeks of the summer. The discussion board, there's going to be a couple of things at the very beginning of the class that involve the discussion board, and you'll identify that here. This gradebook I do not use. This messages I do not use. So do not bother with this gradebook up here or this message system. If you want to message me, use my text message number in my syllabus. So again, announcements and discussions is about the only thing I use up here. Now this is my view, so yours will look a little bit differently. So yours usually will probably start with the getting started folder. My lab all assignments is where you'll be seeing your assignments. So let me go up here in assignment manager and open this up, and your assignments will kind of take on this look here. So the, the course will actually open on June 9th, but the starting date for the course is June 11th. So Unit 1 will open on June 9th, and Unit 1 will close on it won't close, but the due dates for everything will be June 24th. So exam one and all that needs to be done by June 24th. So you can kind of work at your own pace there with the material. So Unit 2 will begin with Chapter 3, and it'll open up on June 25th, which again will be a Wednesday. And everything will be open in Unit 2 through July 8th. So you can work ahead a little bit if you want to. And then all the materials will be due on July 8th, including the exam, July 8th. Notice Unit 3 will also be in the same week as exam here. So there's going to be some overlapping, of the weeks here. So pay attention that Unit 3 actually starts in the same week as you're finishing the exam 2. So don't wait till the 8th to do exam 2, because you really need to finish the exam early in the week, not late in the week. So this allows you to begin Unit 2 without getting behind, or Unit 3, I should say. So Unit 3 overlaps with Unit 2, so pay attention to those beginning dates there. So notice that I'm using the assignments to see my start dates and due dates of everything. That's where I kind of pay attention to there. So things open up, things close. So Unit 3 will end up closing on August. Actually, that's Unit 4 already. So Unit 3 is going to be closing on the 22nd. But notice how Chapter 7 actually begins that same week. So there is an overlap between the Unit 3 and the beginning of Unit 4. So then Unit 4 goes down through here. We do not have a fourth exam. We just have a final exam. So you just have 4 exams, and notice how the exam window actually, it will open up on the 3rd, and you'll have the 5th to do that. So you won't see these things because they won't open up until then. But the exam cannot be done early. It has to be done in the exam window. So you'll have each unit will open up in its time, and then you have kind of the schedule you'll see as you go through the material. So also with Blackboard, like I said, you'll be able to access your assignments when they open here. My Lab Statistics Gradebook is where you'll see your grades. Okay, so these things are at the top. The Getting Started folder is where you want to begin, and then these are where you would access your assignments and your gradebook. Now, the resources for the class are in this Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4, and then there's this finals week. This is where your course materials are located at. So if I open up Unit 1, there are PowerPoints that you can use, or there's the ebook. So some of the material, since it's vocabulary, there's nothing for me to teach. It's just all about reading. So you'll kind of see here that chapters 1 and 2 either study the PowerPoints or read chapter 1 and chapter 2 in your ebook. The way the folders work, I have like week 1A, week 1B. So you have to complete week 1 within, notice how it's June 11th through June 17th is week 1. So these are the materials. This is what needs to be done in week 1. So if I open up week 1A, you'll see that I do have a few videos here that go with the course material, but there's not a whole lot that I can do in the first week because it's mostly just reading. Week 1B, again, there's a little bit more math, and I kind of work out videos describing the different types of way to organize data in statistics. Also, the calculator becomes a tool so that I show you a lot about how to use the graphing calculator. Also, Excel can be a tool sometimes because you can export data out to Excel, and that can save you a little bit of time trying to input data into the calculator. So I do show you some videos of how to export data out to Excel. I don't use StatCrunch a whole lot, but there is a little bit on StatCrunch as well. Most of my videos will be mostly with the graphing calculator and Excel. So again, there is a lot of videos tied to chapter 2. So that's week 1. So there's a lot of material we have there in week 1A and week 1B. Then we have week 2. So week 2 starts June 18th through 24th. So notice that that's when your next exam is going to be, is the second week of your course. So if you open up the first week to, again, I have a lot of videos walking you through uh, various things. Notice how there's also like some people had issues with question 17 and some people had issues with question 19 in your homework. So I do work out some of the questions in your homework that students had questions on. Otherwise, I'm just teaching the course material, but I am embedding some of the questions in your homework here as well. There are some documents that you can print out. So if like the empirical rule document, if you want to open that up, if you want to print it, you have this little A over here, which you can print, and you can just download and print it here if you want to. So we have some accessibility tools over here. If you want to, you can just, download and print it from there. So there are some documents that they may not be in your guided notes, and you can print them out here. So again, I have a bunch of videos associated with the content, and also I show some of the strategies using your graphing calculator. So notice when it says T84, that shows you how you can do a lot of this stuff using the graphing calculator instead of doing it by hand. So that's week 2A. Week 2B, again, notice how we're getting into the exam window there. So uh, there is a review document here for the exam, and I did work out some of the questions in the review, not a whole lot. So, but if you have some of the questions, if you have some issues in your review, you can access that here as far as some sample questions that go with the review in my lab. Oops, went too far out there. Come back in. Let's see here. So, Unit 2, again, you're going to see the same thing. week 3A, week 3B, week 4A. But notice that when you get into unit 3, there's a week 4B. So notice that week 4, you're finishing unit 2, but you're also beginning unit 3. So take note of that, that you're beginning unit 3 during the same week you're finishing unit 2 because of the way the summer lays out. And then unit 4, notice how again we have 2 weeks there. Notice how again we have 6B. So notice how we have the overflow. You're finishing unit 3 exam, but you're starting unit 4 material in week 6. And then you have one more week of course materials, and then we don't have a unit 4 exam. You'll just have a finals. So the final is going to be August 4th through the 5th, but notice how I did open it up early on Sunday if you want to get a jump on some of that. Okay, so things will open up pretty much throughout the course by units. So again, in this week 8, this all should be week 8 here. I'll fix that. But you do have a walkthrough here. So if you want to, you can print this document out. And these videos accompany the document, and you can make notes that you can use on your final. Okay, so that's really week 8. And then, of course, there's your final. It's actually going to be this August 4th and 5th. So I'll fix that as I close out this video. So that's kind of your course navigation. So it's very linear, if you will. Uh, you'll get the Getting Started folder. My Lab All Assignments is where you locate your homework. The grade book is where you look at your grades. And then this Unit 1, this Unit 2, this Unit 3, and this Unit 4. And then the finals week is where you'll find the resources for this class. Okay. So I'll stop there. If you have any questions, again, email me or text me.